Well, still wiring. Let's get some side lights done. So if you saw my previous video, obviously, you know, I was on with the wipers. So I've still got all of the air vents and everything out. I am actually going to leave them out for the moment. What I'm going to concentrate on doing now is the side lights. Now, I am changing things up a little bit. Originally they were mounted in the headlights, but the headlights that I've got lined up, they are aftermarket LED, but they look like conventional lights. However, they don't have a provision for the marker side running light, whatever you want to call it. So my plan is I'm going to mount them into here. Now obviously this is orange. We're not supposed to have orange side lights in the UK, but you can buy clear lenses for these. So what I'm probably going to do is put the side lights into here with the turn signal like the US models, and then go with the clear lenses. So yeah, that's basically it. So let's get on with it. Oh, I'm going to sort the backlights out as well. But yeah, primarily I want to get these front side lights and everything all done and dusted. Okay, so I've got the units out. Now, just to be clear, I am going to replace these, but for the moment I am just using these basically as prototypes to figure it out, but I will replace these eventually. This one's not too bad. I think I can get away with just a new rubber seal on this, but that one there definitely needs to be, I need to find another one for that. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm using these bulb holders. For those that are in the know, these are actually Ford ones, so don't freak out, but I use them on a lot of different things, and I use them because first of all I've got loads of them, and secondly they work. So you know, I've got no issues with that. It's something that's going to work, so it's going to get used. Now it obviously is going to get an LED bulb in. I'm going to get the other one in a moment, and yeah, I'm going to clean this one up first. Then I'm going to use this one because this one's already broken. I'm going to use this one as the prototype, so if I make any foo-wahs with it, it doesn't really matter. I can take it apart and it can be just disposed of, but I'll use this one to kind of prototype everything. So we have side lights here. I've just got that tucked into there for the moment, just so the cable doesn't pull back through. But what I've done is ground, indicator, turn signal, and side running light. Same on this side. So what I've done is I've run it behind the dash. I've put little tape tabs around it just to get the approximate, just hold it all together and everything, get the approximate runs for each one, and close them down. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull it back out, and basically I can wrap it, because this is all, it's a very short run. It's just going up. One's going to the switch on the dashboard, the other one will go to the main wiring harness. So yeah, we can just go ahead, pull this out, wrap it, put it back in, and then it's ready just to terminate inside the van when we get the rest of it put in. And there we go, all nicely wrapped. Again, I'm leaving these ends because they do need to be terminated. I'm not entirely sure what I'm doing at either end yet, so I'm just leaving them like that. But what I'll probably do is just put some basic connectors on tomorrow so I can test the circuit and everything. But yeah, obviously that's the other end. That was clever, got stuck in the drill. And then we've got these two. I know that's looped together, but that will be cut, terminated, and then that will go to the light switch, and these two indicators left, indicators, turn signals right. So, and they will connect up to the primary harness, which is still to go in. I've got it. I did have it actually in the van, But there was a couple of things I didn't like about it, so I've taken it back out again to make a couple of adjustments. But it's there ready to plug this into. Okay, I've temporarily set the four-way emergency flasher switch in there. Oh, it's somewhere more comfortable to sit. Mainly because I do need to string in some cabling here. Now, the cabling that I am stringing in is for the flasher on there, but it runs along the same stretch as the indicators, turn signals. So I'm putting it all in together, and hence having that fitted into place just so that I get the runs the correct length. Okay, there we go. So we have feed for the high-low beam to the relay, and then we've got turn signal indicators. That's these three here. So rather than running them separately, to keep them tidy, I've just run them all in one harness there, and that will loop round to the fuse box, and then yeah, we'll get it terminated, and that will be the next step complete. And there we go, that's it ran into place, comes round, and then it'll just go up there. Obviously I've already got cables coming off the fuse box for them, and then I'll just cut these down, put a plug on them, and that's everything basically plugged in on that side. Well, a bit more time's passed. I think I've mentioned this on one of the other videos. It's been one of those days where I've had a lot of people just dropping by and wanting to chat, and you know, and like, I don't want to sound antisocial or anything, but sometimes it's not always convenient. And I see you out in the drive working on the vehicle, and when you're doing body work or anything like that, it's fine. But yeah, it's when you're trying to do electrical work, and it's like every 20 minutes somebody shows up, and then they want to start and chat for an hour. It makes it difficult, and it's been it's a cloudy day, but it's dry, and it's actually pretty damn mild. I'm surprised. It feels more like spring. But the only thing I've got left to loom at the moment is the headlights. I'm going to do that, and then I think I'm just going to pack it up for tonight. I give up on the headlamp relay. I've got most of it done, but again, it's just like when you get people just constantly chatting with you. What I ended up doing was I crimped the wrong connectors on, and it's like, yeah. So I'm just at that point. I'm just tired. It's been a long day, and yeah. So that's my whinge over for tonight. But yeah, I'll probably not shoot any more footage. I'm just going to wrap this loom and then pack it up. So we'll be back at this tomorrow. Well, it is actually a new day. Dashboard is done and put away safely. So we are going to go and get on with these front indicators, side lights, turn signals, and all of that. So these are the actual switchback units that I've got. They feel well made. I mean, absolutely no complaints. They feel very well made. So basically what I'm thinking of, well, first of all, that bulb, well, where the original bulb holder was, I've actually removed it from these. I will have to enlarge that hole so that rubber grommet will pop into there and hold that in place. Then, obviously, that hole there is too small. I will need to enlarge that because I need to bring this ballast outside. I am then going to make a bracket I'm probably going to screw it onto the back of here with the as 1157 or whatever they call those sockets. I never remember the name of these. I always forget. It doesn't matter though. But basically, I want the sockets that I've bought. The bracket is going to go something like that. This will plug into the socket, which will be mounted there basically, and then this I need to figure out a way to mount that to the bracket. Then obviously all of this has got to be small enough so it fits through the cutout in the van. So a lot of theory here. Let's see if we can get this put together in some sort of practice. There we go. There's the first one in. Have had to cut that hole in the back a little bit bigger than I would like to, but it'll be all right. I've got some really large grommets somewhere, so I'll cut one and put that in there. But basically, that is going to sit kind of in there. Then this will be mounted back there somewhere, and then this will come around and plug into the socket. So it'll be something along those lines anyway. Like I say, I've still got to figure that out. But yeah, it fit in there quite nicely, so I think it's going to look good. I think I'm really excited by this, so yeah. Okay, so there's the first one done. Obviously these are the connections we've got to make, but yeah, it came out all right. Just got to finish this other bracket off and we'll get in to do the other one. I do need to, I want to put like a grommet or something there. I mean, it should be okay, but I just want to be 100% sure. And but yeah, happy with that. That should just slot in to the van, and then we can connect these up, and then that's it. Something actually connected and permanently fitted to the van. Well, you know, it'll be installed anyway. So I have made a slight modification to it. I have actually moved the location of the bracket because I forgot that there is a metal vent basically behind this. So my bracket was too deep, so I've had to just reduce the size of it a little bit. But it's good. It's still working. I mean, like I say, I've just had to just relocate it a little bit, but it'll be fine. There you go. That's a better fit. Once the screws in, that'll be held in place. But yeah, so we'll get that screwed in. Let's get the lens on, then I'll do the other side. Well, that's them installed. All screwed in, all hooked up. So I've got the battery temporarily hooked up to. Just trying not to break my neck. Oh, here we go. That should be the front side lights on. Rears aren't hooked up yet, so I can see them straight away. They're on. They look good. They actually look brighter in real life than they do on the camera. It's also really, really dull here today. It's getting on in the afternoon, but hey, second electrical circuit tested and working. So tomorrow, what I'm going to start working on getting the rear side lights connected. I didn't want them connected at the moment. It's just a matter of plugging them in, but I didn't want them connected at the moment because I didn't want them, if there was an issue, I didn't want to be looking for an issue at the back of the van and at the front of the van. Yeah, I sliced my finger. And so I've just got the front side lights hooked up at the moment, but yeah, that looks good. I like it. I like it a lot. So I don't have the indicators hooked up yet. That's going to be, once all the side lights are working, then it'll be indicators and we'll start figuring it from there. But for now, that's it. I'm back and it's raining. Yeah, it's the next day, so I'm not going to get the backlights done in the rain, but what I am doing is I may as well continue with the front of the van. So I'm working with the front lights. Now, these are going to be replaced. Just be clear on that. I just want to be clear on that. But I would like to put some lights into it to test the systems. So what I'm doing is I'm just doing a basic cleanup of these. I've given the chrome rims, which are in really bad shape, I've just given them like a coat of paint and everything for now, and I'm going to fit these to the van, but my plan is to replace all of this. However, this will work for now, and that's all I need, is just something that will work for now. I'm going to well, I've just painted those. I've just put a coat of paint on the lenses there. I know, again, it's not a good reflector, but it tidies it up for now, and this will work for the moment for testing purposes. Even if I had the van finished tomorrow, it's not really going to be driven at night, so this is just a temporary measure, and I'll get these sorted out. I am going to order some new rear lights. Again, I'm just using these for testing purposes. It's, you know, I can mess about with them. This is not a bad lens. I mean, that's an okay lens. That one is just there. It's done. I've tried all sorts to try and get some of the clarity back in there, and it's just not working. So, and by the time I buy a couple of frames, I also need backers. I may as well just, you know, just bite the bullet, buy a complete new set. Anyway, I'm going to let this paint dry while the jets are flying around in the background, grab some lunch, then I'll come back out. This should be all nicely dry, and I can start just getting them into the front of the van, and like I say, just give them a good test and see where we'll get today anyway. So this is one of the reasons why I'm replacing these. I mean, that lens, that reflector is just, it's done. I mean, there's no recovering that. I mean, I know there are sprays out there that allegedly put the mirror finish back on, but I've tried multiple versions of them and I've never had a great deal of success. You always get a funky beam pattern. But like I said, these are basically just going to be for testing purposes only. I want to replace those. These are actually, I've just discovered, are actually the wrong rims as well. This van has the single hole ring on, where these rings are the 3-hole ones, but this one's broken anyway. Plus they're not in the best of shape. I mean, they're just not in a good condition either, so the whole lot just needs to be replaced, and that's what I'm going to do. But today we're just testing, so I'm going to set these up, just stick them in place, and then that's basically allows me to test the system. What do you think? I actually rather like it. Now, when I do get the replacements, these will be chrome. I'm probably going to replace the centre grille as well. It's not bad, but if I can find a better one, especially a chrome one, then I'm going to go with that. But honestly, I'm very, very happy. She does look a little bit cross-eyed because at the moment, as I've said, these are just mocked up, and I can't actually adjust them. All the adjusters and everything are long gone off them, so they're basically just stuck in there, so you just have a little bit of a cross-eyed look. Yeah, I do have a working plan now. I know how to go together. These are the wrong fixings for this. These are earlier type headlamp bezels, and I was talking to one of my buddies that knew this van well, and he says he's not surprised that these are the wrong ones because the guy that originally started the restoration, he was buying stuff at shows, and these probably came along from a show somewhere, and they've never actually been fitted to the van. So yeah, it's I do need the later style ones, but for now at least they're in, and the van actually is starting to look like it's coming together. It's always got a fire on, and it's irritating my cough at the moment. But anyway, yeah, it's. I just wanted to get them in. To be honest, it's as much as a morale boost as anything with these things. Sometimes just getting things looking right, it just gives you a boost. But anyway, that's it for tonight. I'm going to pack up, head off in, and we'll be back to this tomorrow. Well, that's kind of putting an end to my plans for today. I had thought about just getting the headlight switch and everything, the new relay and everything hooked up, so I could test all the switches and everything, the high and low beam. But yeah, not while it's snowing. I mean, it's not laying or anything, it's just really wet. Yeah, this may be just a day sitting in the house watching Netflix. Well, there we go. Only got one headlight. I think this bulb was faulty. It had a bent contact and I straightened it out, so we've only got one headlamp on. But when we click the relay, which should be this one here, and it's switched it to low beam, so it's working. It's headlights are working, so yeah, I can get the rest of the harness now sorted out and hooked in. But they are a bit dull. You can see it doesn't show very well on camera, but they are quite dull. Actually, one thing that is just popped into mind, maybe I need to test the voltage coming out of the actual switch, because I'm assuming that it's getting the full 12 volts coming in and out of the switch, but we know how that can go. It's just, I do have another headlamp switch. Just give it a few. Yeah, still not that bright. I'm going to test the voltage coming out of the switch. I think that's probably the smartest thing to do right now. So I've got the voltmeter hooked up through the switch. And yeah, we are getting good voltage coming to the relay. So I'm going to pop those bulbs out and just have a look at them. I have a feeling it could be an issue with the bulbs. But yeah, that's definitely good voltage coming through it. Wow, that's interesting. On low beam we're getting 12.5 volts. High beam we're only getting 11.61. I'm gonna have to have a closer look at this, but yeah, we're not getting full voltage coming through the relay on a high beam. So I am testing this at the actual switch, and same thing, 11.94 volts. Not at the switch, at the headlamp. So definitely we are getting a little bit of a power drop off, and that's a brand new relay. I've just bought that relay, so that is brand new. And we are seeing a bit of a power drop off on it. Now obviously, as you can see, the headlights are quite dim. The battery on the battery that I'm using is basically had it. I've got a battery charger on just to maintain it, and that light is actually dimming as I watch it. But yeah, 11.94 volts, that's what it's getting. Oh, meter's gone off. Come on, meter. Go up a rate. Oh, yeah, we hit 12 there. We're under 12 volts anyway, and but we've got 12.4, so we're losing about half a volt. But let me just plug this back in, and I want to see what this bulb looks like. I think the bulb on this side has just had it, basically. That's part of the problem. Yeah, so we do know that everything is working. We're just not getting full power from the relay. So what I'm going to do now is I can now connect it up to the switch and everything, the actual high and low beam switch. And so basically we know this side of it is working. So I'm going to do that now. Side lights are nice and bright. But yeah, these headlights are very disappointing. As I've said though, they are very, very old bulbs. I mean, that one on that side's probably, I don't know, I'm guessing 25 years old. At the newest. This one over here, I have absolutely no idea how old it is. It's probably been in my toolbox, or one of my toolboxes, at least since the late 90s, early 2000s. So, I don't have a lot of expectations for these bulbs, but like I said, we are seeing a slight power drop on high beam. So, anyway, let me just get this hooked up to the switch. And then we can actually check the switch, and if that works, then that's another system well, confirmed working. So we are getting nothing off the switch. Nothing at all coming off the switch. Damn it. I'll have a bit play with it, see what I can do, but it's starting to, the wind's picking up here at the moment. It's late in the afternoon again. I've been messing about with this quite a bit earlier today. It's starting to rain, so this may get cut short again, but let me have a bit more mess about with the switch, see what I can figure out, and then we'll come back to this. So we do have the headlamp relay working. Let's go and take a look at these lights. Not sure whether, oh, I wonder. I've just had a thought. Part of this harness is it's an American harness. And in the US, they had some very odd lighting regulations, and I had the same problem with my F250. There was a resistor in the harness somewhere, and what that did was it actually basically what it did was it cut down the amount of voltage going to low beam. So it was about 11.5 volts that I got on low beam on that. I just got a high beam. Yeah, that bulb's out. So we do have a high beam anyway, but I wonder if that's the issue. I wonder if that's what's happening. It is. It's got a resistor in the harness somewhere, because some of the lighting harness is in the original American one. Huh. That would explain a lot, that would definitely explain a lot. And this relay is from the US. I bought it in the UK, but it is sourced in the US. And yeah, that would make a lot of sense. That would make a lot of sense. So, hubba, I'm going to leave it for now. I know the switch works. I know everything here is working. The relay is working. Yeah, I know this bulb is very. In fact, there's hardly anything. I don't know if you can even see there, but I think it's a headlamp bulb, because, like I say, these are old bulbs. I should have really tested them before I put them in, but it doesn't matter. Headlights are getting replaced anyway, so I'm not concerned about that. But now that I know that, what I may do, not yet, but what I may do is do a little bit of rewiring so that dip beam gets its full 12 point whatever volts. And yeah. It's just something I find quite interesting. It wasn't anticipated, but it does make sense. And I wonder if anybody else has come across this or have anybody even noticed, because normally the sealed beams in these, just disconnect that battery for a moment. Sealed beams aren't exactly renowned for the light output. So, and I know a couple of the forums I've been on, I've heard other people complaining about how bad the lights are. So it's quite possible nobody's noticed. But then again, I'm also in the UK, and I'm assuming most people are using European spec stuff. But it doesn't matter. I now know this is all working, so I do have to put that all back together, because I thought at first did I have a problem with the wiring there, and had I missed something, had I gotten some, so I unwound some of it and took the connectors off. But it's not, it was just a switch. But yeah, I just sprayed some contact cleaner in it, and it's done the job. And dived in there because it started raining and the wind's getting up. Anyway, story on the low beam. I've done a little bit of digging, and it appears it's the actual relay has a resistor in there which drops the voltage a little bit. So if you are doing this yourself and you do find you're not getting full voltage to your low beam, make sure, just check to see if you are actually using a US spec relay. Now, I'm in two minds what to do with that, because as I've said, I am upgrading these headlamps. It's going to be an LED unit that basically looks like the vintage sealed beam. So it actually works on 9 to 30 volts. So I probably don't need to do anything with that. Well, once I install them, they are going to have enough voltage to run them quite adequately. So I'm probably going to leave that for now. My initial thought was, let's add an additional relay so we are getting the full 12 volts. But as I've said, with the LEDs, we're not going to need it. So why complicate things when we don't need to? Anyway, I was hoping to actually get close to having the electrical system finished in this video, but obviously I haven't. So, but I think it is a good place to bring this part of it to a close. I'm happy with what I've got done up the front here. Obviously, all the lights and everything are done to this point. I've still got the turn signals indicators to do. I'm going to get on with them in the next couple of days. I do have to go away to do a few things tomorrow, so it'll be about 2 to 3 days before I get back to this. But yeah, there we go. Progress. What can I say? Anyway, thanks for sticking with me, as I usually say, and come back and see me sometime. Take care and have a good one.